this session. Large contractor, and they started their journey, and that's how they start. This kind of company which has exist for sustenance purpose. The problem in both of them is both are actually uses the same root word, which is sustain, right? The company which is slogging or just exists for servicing certain purpose, which is in short term looks very beneficial, or the company which is there with the growth mindset and want to serve a larger purpose, both of them uses the root word called sustain. One is sustenance, right? And the second one is sustainable or sustainability company. So that's the challenge, and that's what differentiate between these two kind of company or organization, or even people who are into their career. So the people who are stuck, they are just sustaining themselves at that level, and they want to keep continuing it because they love the coziness and the comfort. Change is always uncomfortable. So that people who do not like that, they remain there and they remain there for life. And people who are really progressive, they go into growth mindset, grow. And please understand, these are not a actual state. State is dynamic. State is always going to be dynamic. You say I'm sustaining here, but there will be some people who wants to pull your leg and pulling you down from that position as well. Yeah. So you are in dynamic condition, but you believe you are in sustenance position. Also, when you are into growth mindset, you cannot say this is my final goal. Yeah, because it keeps on changing. And that was what I learned in my career. And slowly, over a period of time in 2019, I left Grant Thornton, which is audit and accounting firm. I used to work for their Middle East operation in Middle East, as well as helping some of the African country in raising fund, getting strategy right, and help governments, actually mostly governments and small scale enterprises like startup ventures, incubators, etc. That's my journey till 2019. 2019, I started my own boutique private equity advisory firm along with a few of my IIM professors who were based out of Muscat and Dubai. So we set up a firm there first in Middle East itself, and we started helping oil and gas company going for IPO. It was $500,000 IPO, which we helped. We also helped a company which was acquiring a large telecom company, acquiring an IoT company. And that's how I went into becoming a CFO as well, because the company which got acquired, they wanted some right CFO, and they found me the right candidate at that point in time. So anyway, Corona was hit in 2021. So I decided to be in the sustenance condition for a certain time, because when pandemic hit, everybody goes in that mood, and I went in the similar kind of stuff. And of course, I was there for 1.5 years. We completed all the milestone, all the targets were achieved, and then I made little money, and then I decided to come back to India and set up a firm here. Set up my firm in 2022, October, in Bangalore, and join LML. LML used to be a old time scooters competing with Bajaj. The brand went for bankruptcy. And then people approached me that how we can revive it, how can we raise funds, and how we can come back. So we did that. I did the advisory for them, as well as became their CFO for a year, and helped them to raise fund from debt and equity. So now they are coming into electric vehicle side. So electric vehicle 2019, all this catapult me, or oil and gas industry helping catapult me to understand how environment, social, and governance factor impact these kind of companies. And that's why when I was on bottom of my life, thinking that what I should do, I picked up this area, that let me first create the awareness, because there are several funds which are available, wants to come to India, but they don't find right company which is really compliant to ESG. So that's my journey, and that's catapulted me to start ESGPro Mastery Institute. And now I have helped more than 3,600 professionals as well as company through advisory. We are working very aggressively on ESG transition as well as ESG investing. So we bring fund from outside and invest in a company which are really doing some good stuff in ESG. So that I'm acting as a bridge, if you ask me, where I'm helping professionals like you to grow faster in your career, and I'm helping companies to grow faster through being their mentor, through being their independent director, or through being their guide and advisor in sustainability. So that's my journey. That's my introduction. Of course, I took more time. So make sure that everybody is in the same footing, because I do not go in such detail in the normal discussion sessions. So I decided today in networking session, I will discuss the same. Now I want you to go ahead. Who wants to go first? Who wants to take the leadership here?
Probably I can do.
Yes, Rameshji, go ahead, please,
Yeah,
quickly.
thanks, thanks.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so yeah, I'm. People can see me. Okay.
Yes, we can
Yeah.
see.
Okay. So this is the organic farm background. Okay. So today, yeah. So I can tell this is the right juncture. Probably you are starting on an auspicious day, like you can tell, and we are doing kind of a part of our. I'm from AT&T and leading something like believes India. That is a kind of believes AT&T believes is a kind of initiative where we create a positive impact wherever our employees are present globally. So having said that, during our presence in India is mainly in 5 different cities, and currently I'm leading this particular initiative over for India, and we are driving multiple projects from the CSR perspective, and major focus areas is like digital divide and environmental sustainability. So mainly on when you talk about digital divide, including there are STEM projects we are doing, and we do have active partners with champions in that particular field. Similarly, for the environment programs, we do kind of like a clean energy and also some kind of like how to reduce the carbon footprint and all. No, so we are looking out like different ways. And today we have come to this particular farming, and this particular place, we are going to do the seed ball farming and plantation. But this is what is different into this program is like not only this plantation is going to help, this particular NGO is giving money to the farmers. In turn, the farmers are going to rejuvenate their water systems in their local villages in different places, stay districts, and also like they are going to plant our native palm trees, and these are all like forgotten one, right?
Wow,
So and
that's
also
interesting.
the kind of that is a separate session, probably, when that particular ecosystem life cycle comes, I will do. So that is the simple background. Probably I will stop from here, but I will take this opportunity to hear more from others. I know that Vivek, every session from Vivek, something. Even though it looks a single liner, no, once you hear it again, no, it is having a lot of meaning and very impactful sessions. It's going to be, and some of the sessions, like I have to go through again and again because there are a lot of content in that, and I think yeah, it's going to continue for this also, and I'm so excited for this program, Vivek. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you and welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so thank you for joining in, Rameshji, and recording will be made available anyway. Let's go to who wants to take the second and introduce himself.
I can do it myself. I'm
Oh,
Bhaskar
please
here.
go ahead, Bhaskarji. Please go ahead. Miss, you look
Okay.
very young, by the way. And when I hear you, you always sound very young too. So good to see
Okay. Okay.
you. Good to
Okay.
see
My
you.
name is Bhaskar Jayashekhar. I am basically a fire safety professional. I am an alumnus of IIM Calicut. I've done a
Mhm.
senior management program there. I'm associated with the fire industry for the last 30 years.
Oh,
Overall, I have about 40 years of experience. The first 10 years, I was into a kind of what should I, the you would have heard of luggage industry, which is
yes.
aristocrats. This
Yeah,
used to be
VIP
the
aristocrat.
aristocrat. So I was part of that in the internal audit.
Okay.
Then I moved into Yellow Pages. That was the in 1980s and basically 1990s. Yellow Pages is the new concept in India.
Right,
So
true.
I was there with them, and then I moved into fire safety industry, which is with Ceasefire. You must have heard of the name.
Yes. In Maruti and those cars they used to have on the right hand side ceasefire. black
Exactly,
color
exactly.
logo on the red bottles. I
Yes,
still
yes, the
recall it
Square
very.
One. So I have a very, very long journey with them into various functions. I was one of the board member till recently, and just moved out of the board about almost a year back.
Okay,
And I'm into the consulting now. I do consulting for Ceasefire. Plus,
okay.
I also do consulting for others. My strength completely used to be on the fire and electronic security consulting.
Wow.
So that's what I'm
And
into.
what interests you in ESG and specifically to our program, which you are attending, going to attend today?
See, in fire, we do use a lot of carbon. One
Oh,
of the extinguishers, we have a carbon dioxide, we do CO2.
correct, correct, correct.
Okay. We also use HFC.
Okay.
Okay. Various inert gases that we use it.
True, true.
Uh, in fact, many projects that we have done, we one of the roles that I used to play is to take care of the EHS part of it. Okay, I
Oh, okay.
advise my team to spend a lot of time on the EHS.
True, 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 true. It's a major part,
So
actually. Health and safety. Fire is a
health and
major part. Yeah, that
true,
is
true.
very
So I
much.
only thought that when I came across the ESG program, then I said that it would be appropriate for me to get into gain some knowledge on this side and see how I can use my past experiences and help the future of any organization or individuals, on this ESG side of it. Once if I get more knowledge on the subject, so that's what interests me to join your program.
Perfect. And welcome. I'm looking forward to people like you, Miss. That will
सॉरी
be
3:30
definitely
को
a
हो गया नहीं
benefit to
नहीं
all.
3:30 को
Thank you so much.
थोड़ा
Pleasure and
हाँ
welcome.
थोड़ा बाहर गया
Now,
था ना
who
पिक्चर्स
wants to
टाइम
go
में
next? Thank you. And see
हाँ
you around.
3:30 को है नेक्स्ट मुहूर्त उसके लिए
Yes, yes, please.
वो
Subodh
डिक्लेयर
ji.
कर दिया है मैंने ऑलरेडी ये आपका आईडी कर दिया है
Go ahead, Subodh ji.
मैंने
We can't see you somehow. Shall I give you a prompt? Presley, for you, it must be very early, isn't it? Early morning, this must be.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock, which is
Yes,
okay.
9 o'clock. Okay. Reasonable then. We can't see you. It's completely black because of the background, white the sunlit background you have. So we can't see you, Subodhji. Yes, please go ahead.
क्या सॉरी 1 second सर 1 second आई मेक दैट
Yeah, now we can see you. Now we can see you. Yeah. Go
नाउ
ahead.
इट इज विजिबल है
Yes, you are visible very much.
सॉरी थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब हो गया
Not a problem.
या
So
So
tell
I'll
us
start.
about yourself, your
Yeah,
journey.
yeah. So I'll start. I am basically chemical engineer from MS University of Baroda. So I am mostly born and brought up in Baroda only, on
Okay.
and around Baroda, because my father was in bank. So we were traveling to small villages only. So I studied up to 10th standard in villages, and then college was in Baroda only. And then I was started my career from Tata Chemicals, Mitapur, soda ash, caustic, chlorine, and this inorganic chemistry.
Okay.
So all the time I was in manufacturing only from the day one, even though I got R&D and projects chance from the beginning, but I liked the manufacturing, so I started in manufacturing only. So after 3 years, I realized that there is not much scope in inorganic industry, so I changed over to organic chemicals, and I joined NOSIL. NOSIL, that time NOSIL was a booming company and
Correct.
came out of Shell. So, but I was transferred to the agrochemical division because they required a lot of people in agro, and they were growing agro in Maharashtra, some very remote area of Maharashtra. So I worked there, but due to family reasons, I had to leave and come back to Baroda after 2 years there. So I started a very small company. I mean, I joined a very small company which was just startup in agro only, and they were just marketing, and then they started formulation and then technical. Those who are aware of those terms will know. So it was from backward integration they were done. and we reached to the manufacturing. And because of some financial crunch, they have to stop the new plants. They could not invest after purchasing a land and all those things. So I shifted back to some bigger industry, Garuda Chemicals, and there I was there. So most of the, after my 40 years, total I have 42 years of experience. Out of 42 years, 20 years I was in agrochemicals, pesticides and herbicides and those. And after first 8 to 10 years of the manufacturing business, after 10 years, I started looking after both projects as well as manufacturing together. So I was heading both the wings together. And where I got in touch with all compliances, regulations, and this, because when we do any greenfield project, you have to start with the scratch in the remote area, and you have to take all licenses, all happening, and all environmental laws you have to fulfill and this. And as everybody aware that chemical industry is the most polluted industries.
True.
Yes. And now the environmental laws are very stringent. And in a lot of areas, which I worked in Gujarat for many years, so a lot of areas are already highly polluted, so they're declared as a non-developing zone. Means you cannot expand or do anything further in those areas. So what was a basic concept there? You will ESG comes into picture is keeping same environmental load. You can do expansion. Means whatever your gaseous load, solid wastage load, or water effluent is there, if you keep it same, you can expand. So in meaning per ton of production or per ton of product, you have to reduce the load, existing load. You have to recycle these all 5R principles you have to adapt. On your gaseous emission should be minimum. And they take all the readings before when you apply, they monitor all the parameters. And after expansion, when you achieve full capacity, they all monitor all the parameters. And if both are same or it is little less, then only you are granted permanent permission. Otherwise, you are given temporary permission. So even after you invest 10 crores or 20 crores or 50 crores, if you are not fitting in the norms, all your expansion permission gets cancelled. So that's how I got more focused on environmental aspects and recycling, reducing the norms, carbon emissions, and all those terms came to picture.
True. Very good. Quite a journey.
And then I retired from, means, other than that 20 years, remaining 20 years, I worked in specialty chemicals, like polymers, adhesives, pigments. That was in Pidilite. So I worked for 18 and a half years in Pidilite, 18 and a half to 19 years. And after retirement, I worked for Sudarshan Chemical Industries for 2.5 years. And I left in last April. And now I wanted to start some coaching or some mentorship in ESG field or in PSM field, process safety, because I was a leader in EHS field also for a long time. So process safety management, environment, and I have done Six Sigma also. So I wanted to have productivity improvement, and because all this goes hand in hand. Ultimately, if you club all these things together, it is a one package type of thing. So I want to get into all these aspects.
True. No, no, well understood. And thank you for being here and joining this program and being with us. Definitely, we are looking forward to equip you as well as bring such kind of opportunity where you can network and get such kind of deliverables. So
Yeah,
thank you very much, Subodhji.
unofficially, I am already doing consultancy for those two companies where I work, but I'm not charging. I'm just giving on phones
So
to
that's
them.
wrong. No, that's wrong. You
Anything
need
is
to
their
charge.
problem, they approach me and then I revert to them with the solutions.
We will tell you a way to that. Of course, now we are into that process of diamond membership. So I will tell you how to monetize such kind of consulting assignment. We are doing it with several people of our team members, where they are doing voluntary, where they are doing. That doesn't mean you should stop voluntary work. Voluntary work should keep continuing because that's a rapport you have built. But at the same time, if they have opportunity to capture certain value adds For that, they will be ready to pay, and we will make sure that happens to you, right? And ESG is a field where you can capitalize, monetize all the time if you wish to, because company needs it, right? And if they do it from somebody else compared to you, it will cost them fortune. For carbon accounting, which you have been trained, you know that no assignment will come below, 10 lakh rupees. But same assignment, some people are ready to do for 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh rupees, right? So what is the difference between these two? These two are, one is happening from the big four, which Bhaskar ji will be more able to clarify. Another is happening at the personal level. So that's the difference when you bring the brand name, team, effort, and a process which assures that guy that forget about it. You will get the accurate numbers at the end of it. And secondly, if somebody will challenge, company brand will play the role, right? That's the difference between a big four and individual. So we'll do that. And going forward, this is one of the tasks as well we have. Thank you very much. And how to work on consulting assignment. We will have some sessions on that as well.
Yeah. So
That clarity
we
will come.
require that knowledge because we have always worked in corporates and this level. Yeah.
So we will do that hand holding as well. Don't worry. We have a
Yeah.
session on it. Of course, a part of ESG investing session. And there is a complete course curricula given by the US institute, that how you should engage with your stakeholder, how you should engage with your shareholders. All that is the part of it. That I will brief you in couple of minute. We will start with that because Ramesh ji has to go. So we'll start with the CFA curricula and how we are going to address that for ESG, right? And people think it's investing, they get afraid of. But people who are from accounting background, have you seen how easy it was GHG accounting?
Yeah.
Right? Compared to the financial accounting, which we do normally. Yeah. And
Yes.
how tough it is. That is the difference. And of course, you need a right mentor to make it so simple and in, a language which is everybody can understand. If I start talking to you debit and credit, you will get lost, right? Yeah, because sometimes accountants gets lost themselves, which item is debit and which item is credit. And I know veterans, I work with veterans. I have a CFO for a company. So still we find that issue. But only thing is, make it so simple. Of course, certain topics you have to understand, but make it so simple that it becomes your practical aspect of it. You understand it well. Yeah, that will be my target for next 3 months, where I will be covering the CFA curricula, which is CFA ESG certification curricula. So thank you very much for being there. Let me go to DTM. I think is Rajni ji. She has come. I believe Rajni ji. You are the DTM, right?
That's my old number, Vivek ji, I told you.
Okay.
Actually, I've logged in through mobile. So
Okay. So why don't you introduce? This is a time for networking, and you, and then Presley, and then we will straight go ahead with the topic discussion.
I'm sorry, देखते हैं मेरा वीडियो कितना चलता है, but not
चल
good.
रहा है. सर्दी है, ये पता चल रहा है.
It's very cold in Delhi. Good morning, everyone. And it has always been pleasure to interact with Vivek ji. I have been his student, and he was tried to teach me how much I have been able to deliver. Only he knows.
No, you did well.
So I have already done 2 courses with Vivek ji, and I found it very, very interesting. Both of them, though I had my viewpoints on certain issues which I have already deliberated, and this session is not meant for that.
Right.
This is I would also like to hear, because I have shown my concern to Sandeep, who had called me for this.
Right.
Maybe you can have a word after this networking.
For sure. Don't worry.
So my concern here is, I find it CFA ESG is a very new term for me.
Okay.
Right. My husband is a chartered accountant, so I know what a CFA is, and it's a very difficult exam. I know.
Okay.
तो मुझे पता है CFA में क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता, and
Right.
तो CFA ESG क्या है? What is
A
that?
certification course है, which we are going to deliberate along with other programs, which is built into the Diamond membership. But I wanted to know about you, so we can have a networking session
Okay.
going ahead.
Well, I am a retired government employee. I retired as basically a civil servant. I retired and I'm IRTS, Indian Railway Traffic Services alumni of 1988 exam batch. I worked with Indian Railways for 29 years. Then I joined a PSU called IRCTC in the capacity of a director tourism marketing. Then where I have headed the organization for 2.5 years because there was no one, I was assigned to do so. And the company did fairly well. As a CEO, yes, I have been able to deliver very, very well. And while working as a CEO, we used to hear about the ESG, vagera, vagera, for which we had a team to support us. We had people like Vivek with us. Not Vivek exactly. I wish I had met him earlier.
Of course not.
I met him earlier because we have a very good interaction and he made us learn many new things.
Right.
We had a team of a consultant who was actually doing the job for us. And things were not very easy because BRR. And when I was about to superannuate the last balance sheet I signed, then the BRSR was made mandatory. So I told you how BRSR is written, then we learnt during the course. Though it was written in my absence, but a part of that, my company has written it in my absence, but I could contribute. And later on, I learnt exactly what the things are. It was a curiosity which made, I think, got made true. I am here to learn more about the ESG for two things. One, I'm independent director of the two companies. Though they are fintech, they are also looking for they are all maybe going for the SME IPO kind of a thing. And having worked as a listed company in the listed company, I've got some exposure to all those things. So learning has no age. After retiring from IRCTC also, I am here. So today when Sandeep was trying to contact me, मैंने उसको बोला नहीं मैं ज्वाइन कर रही, मैं ज्वाइन कर लेती, खुद ही ज्वाइन कर लेती.
No, we wanted you to be here, so at least we can
Yes.
network well.
It is always pleasure learning from Vivek.
Pleasure is mine.
Let me see how I can work out for this course. But there are certain doubts about this course which I would like to clear.
No,
Today.
just wait for it. That's why this
Yes.
is an orientation session. I will take you
Yes.
through what all we
Last
are
time I
doing.
missed, you had it, I missed it. So
Well, no, we will have it again. Don't worry.
please.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming
Madam,
in.
your name, please.
I am Rajni Hasija.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you need to just change your name in your mobile so people can.
हाँ अभी
see it.
करूंगी, आज करूंगी. ये मेरा पुराना मोबाइल है, ऑफिशियल था ना, तो इसलिए.
Right. Perfect.
Right.
Welcome to the program, Rajni ji. And let's go to Presley, who is joining us from Nigeria. Kenya or Nigeria? I always get lost there because we have two members from currently.
Hello,
Hi, Presley.
I'm Presley Gitonga. I'm from Kenya. I'm
Kenya.
a young lawyer. I just have a lot of interest in environmental ESG. I started with the carbon accounting, which really gave me interest to know more about ESG. So as I say, like the members in the group, I feel being young and like the older people gives me a challenge and it makes me feel like I'm in the right place. Because next year I'll be like a consultant very early.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
Indeed.
So the other concern I have on the to learn more on, does ESG affect our airspace?
Sorry,
Does it
ESG?
affect? Can it affect our airspace?
Absolutely. There is no
Because
doubt about it. We'll
yeah,
discuss that in detail today. That's one
yeah,
of that is one of the topic. And we will discuss with you. Look, Africa right now is in bright spot for ESG because you have natural resources in abundance. Unfortunately, still similar like India, the carbon credit is not been utilized appropriately. So people like you can become catalyst to the same. Of course, we are cog in the wheel, but we will tell you what and where to talk about it, and we will really get something ball rolling on that regard. Yeah, and Kenya is one of the beautiful place it's a West Africa, right? It's a West Africa next to Zanzibar, isn't it? Because I have been to Zanzibar, luckily, because my founder is most of the people in Middle East has some roots in Zanzibar. somehow, the Oman and specifically. So that's how I was in Zanzibar. But I think we will talk about it. And I have told you there is one project from my company is already going on in your country, and it's approved by your president, right? So even my founder, he's now a big guy. He was there with them. Your president was sitting and briefing, speed up the work. It's on solar and a smart city project. It's a leading project. I will give you that lead. Do connect with me sometime later. I'm always forgetting it, but we need to connect on it and see if we can do something there. Okay, good and welcome, Presley. People like you are really welcome here, and young people give the blood for us to push it forward and deliver it what is more relevant for today world. Yeah, so thank you very much for being part of it. And that's how our programs are. We have all strata, if you will see. We have from board of directors to CSOs to CFOs to accountant or analyst. Yeah, and we always have been. So, and our course is designed that way. With that, I think we have introduction done. Now let me quickly take you with the CFA first, and then we will go to the actual diamond membership, which subscription we have launched. Yeah, and what all we are covering there. So anybody has any other question you want me to address it before we start the presentation?
No, we are clear.
Okay. So let me. Okay. So let me first introduce to you what is CFA, what is ESG, and how this combination works, and what exactly it helps us as an individual or ESG practitioner, sustainability practitioner, or a consultant or an employee of a company, a large company, and why we should even consider this program, right? Vivek Suman's ESGPro Master Institute certificate is enough. But people who really wants to take international certificates, then there are only two certificates right now, which is in demand. Why I'm saying only two? There are several. Everybody is offering one kind of certificate. When in India right now, there are more than 4,000 institutions which are providing certificate. Then in world over, I don't know what will be the number, given that Europe is a brighter spot on compliances and ESG side. So numbers are several, but only two gets highly recognized and reputable. One is from CFA Institute, USA, and another is from GARP, which is a risk institute, again from USA. This CFA ESG certification actually started in UK, not USA. USA is the CFA Institute, which is in West Virginia. I'm a charter member for them, with them, and I even handle, I work with society, Bangalore Society, as well as I participate wherever across Mumbai, Delhi. We have more than, the advantage is only 250,000 professionals are there who are CFA charter holders. And now CFA has understood the importance of ESG and they launched several certifications. So this is not one of their certifications. This is not only certification they have several certifications. But why people are doing CFA ESG certification first, we need to understand. So first and foremost, there are more than now 40,000, 45,000 approximately. Let's not say 50,000. This was the last release number. They are very coveted society. They do not disclose a lot of numbers, but this number was disclosed a year ago in 2023, right? When they came in the public fora and said that there is a huge demand. That's why they launched two more courses to reduce the load on this particular certification. Okay. This is specifically for environmental, social, and governance side of the operation. CFA Institute is known for their finance acumen and mostly for IPO, etc. People who are pursuing that side, they help them. They are portfolio managers. All of you must be knowing CFA charter holders, what they do, right? They help in mutual funds. All the financial industry right now, if you see in the key position, people definitely have this as a, after chartered accountants, of course, then In India, you have the largest number of chartered accountant, and then there are CFAs, which are growing very fast. Now coming back to CFA has launched this ESG certification specifically in 2019 in UK. UK was the first country because governance wise, UK has the most stringent rule. Actually, they are the hub of governance development. US has faced the governance issue like Enron fiasco, if you might have heard. But UK has a most robust system, right? And of course, because of their 1600 East India Company, from Amsterdam, etc. So Europe is the more on governance side. And they also, UK has faced an issue, which we will learn. By the way, there is a complete session on how the ESG, environmental science, along with US initiative of GRI came into play, why it became so prominent. So there is a case of a smog, UK smog. Yeah, if you want, you are curious, you can always do Google and check. There is a smog issue. First time in London it happened, right? It was a congested city, and that's why they stopped even vehicles. Nowadays, you will not find a lot of road allowed for large vehicles. Either if they have it, then it's too costly for you to parking, etc. So people use taxi in London. So London has faced long back episode of smog, which has pushed people to the edge and start rethinking their approach of pollution. Pollution was that time a topic. Of course, ESG, sustainability all came in 1980s. We will learn about those as well when we will go into detail. Because this particular CFA curricula book is around 650-page book. We will give you our summary of each chapter. So that is the another bonus you are going to get. Ramesh, you have it already. You have received it, correct? I think Ramesh ji has joined first. This batch he joined in December itself, so he got it. You got it, Ramesh ji, right? The summary books.
Yes, summary. I think yes, yeah.
So summary book we will provide. We will also provide old book, but we prescribe that you buy the book. Yeah, it's a 600 ESG book, ESG investing book. So there are last 3 chapters which are specific to investment industry and how investing gets influenced by ESG. But don't forget, people get afraid by hearing investing, but don't get afraid. Why? I will tell you. ESG is a part of your financial audit now. Do you realize that BRSR has made it mandatory to get reported on non-financial stuff, but actually you calculate the financial implication of your ESG initiative. And that linkage only senior people can understand, or the analyst who are the ESG analyst at the bottom, they understand. Presley, one of my friend, she used to be in CFA Institute actually. Bobby, you can go to my timeline in LinkedIn and find her post as well about me and how she has transpired herself into now. She's a lawyer, by the way. By qualification, she's a JD. JD is doctorate in jurisprudence in UK and US. That's how they use it. So she's a LLB and a barrister, JD, I believe. So she's a lawyer. So you can get inspired with her story. And now she is Chief Compliance Officer in a very large company in UK. Okay, so look into that. Mary Bobbitt is her name. Recently, she published that article. That's why I recall her. So she is working with the financial industry as a lawyer, and then she transferred herself into now ESG, right? So she has done the CFA ESG certification as well, and now she has joined the job. So this is another example. We will also show you a few videos to just encourage you how people are transpiring themselves slowly to becoming, so any finance industry, okay, if you really want to work with them or go to their board of directors or help them, they need people understanding ESG aspect of business too, right? So that's why CFA has launched this program, and this has so much demand that every year for their test, only for one test, they charge nowadays, I think it's $875. Per test, they charge $875, but there is only one test. Once you pass, it's a lifetime membership, which you get from them, right? But it's so costly because, and it started with 575. When in 2019 they launched, very few people joined. They didn't understood the importance at that point in time. When Corona hit, demand has increased. right? People have started understanding that if you want to exist in long term, pandemic is a part of our cultural deterioration, right? Not everybody used to eat monkeys and bats in past, right? So Corona was one of the realization point in sustainability, by the way. Still, history doesn't recognize it completely. Why? Because nobody knows how the Corona got evolved, right? That's the challenge we know. We do not know. Nobody takes that blame on themselves. China declines it. WHO has no clue. UN has no power, right? So nobody knows why that happened. But you will see in history, when we will go long, we will remember 2020 as a critical juncture for sustainability. So this was one of the reasons their program picked up. Now there are 40,000 members of this program who have enrolled for taking that exam. And out of that, I believe 10 to 15,000 has been got certified. So this is why it's the most demanded. Second one is GARP SCR, right? That's another program, very famous. And a lot of people are taking, but problem there is passing rate. Here right now, passing rate is 50%. Generally, CFA has a very bad passing rate. This year, I heard it was 80%, 2024. So 100 people attempted, 80% passed. But slowly that will go down like GARP CR. GARP SCR, 15% is passing rate. So 100 people attempt for it and only 15 passes. And you have to be really good in, environmental science if you want to pass the SCR. For CFA, you don't require any background. There is no background. Yeah, they teach you, means 500 out of 600 pages, 300 pages are only for environment. Yeah, so they teach you that what they are going to ask you as a question. 150, 160 is environment, then there is a 100 page for social, and then there is a 120 page for governance. For 60% means for me, it is most important part is environment part of that book, right? It's a and question also, if you will see that how the question being asked, etc., you will understand. So that's the program. Now let me give you a little overview of what exactly they expect in this program. I will summarize it. The pass rate I have already covered for you, that the overall people pass is right now 50% on an average, but people last year has passed 80% as well. How they evaluate? They evaluate your understanding on 9 modules. Okay, the 9 modules which are there, which you have to understand the definitions first. And that is why it's a rigorous program. And that's why it is, I cannot do it in boot camp of 7 or 8 days. It requires that you in peace, you read, I give you enough material, and then you come back and we debate. Then only you will learn. And then there will be Q&A, which we will run for you. And then we do at the end, fag end, there will be a drill, which we will have it for 3 to 4 days before you prepare. If you are preparing for exam, if you are not, then of course you will get a certification from our side, advanced certification in ESG investing. And a lot of people have done that. You do not need to get certified by CFA Institute, but it helps. If you are enrolling, pursuing, then there is an international certification which you can get. What they test you in? Definition. So all definition you need to understand, which you believe is a jargon today, right? The second is the weight concept you have to understand. They have given weights for each topic, which I will describe to you. Then analysis and topic areas, which we will learn. Then you have to also know where you have to focus. For example, if I'm not a chartered accountant, I will focus more on the first 6 modules, which talks about the stakeholder management. Even they teach you in that book, and we will deliver that for you, is how to interact with the stakeholders. So any independent director, for them, it's a boon. Why? Because in IICA exam, if you have appeared, you know that there is a part that how you should engage your stakeholder. Could be government, could be your customer, could be your CEO, management, or it could be your customer, right? All that part, how to engage with them, there is a complete scientific method which they have put in the book, and we deliver it. Okay, then there is a how to interact with your independent directors on ESG issue, how to convince them why ESG issue, and then there are case study, right? Colombia, there is a mining in Colombia, there is a case study on them. There is a large company case studies are there. We will learn those throughout this process, right? That is how The weight and topics are there. Of course, exam fee has, again, they keep on increasing. So a lot of people, because of that, are not attempting right now. They are looking for some scholarship. And unfortunately, still, they have not launched a scholarship. A scholarship is only available in Hong Kong, where you can get 100% waiver. In India, we are expecting society to get little richer, and we provide that. But it is still 6 months away. Scholarship is still not there. But that is worthwhile. If you want to get an international certification, you know how much any international certificate costs, right? And there is no membership, so there is no recurring cost. Once you have taken the certification, you are graduated. So it's a kind of one-time investment. Now, exam schedule is this, that once you are ready with your portion, you have learned, they recommend 150 hours of learning if you have no background. But most of you have already taken few of our courses, so have some background. You need 100 hours of understanding or reading. Out of 100 hours, 50 hours video I will provide. 50 hour, I have done a long videos, okay? And which we keep on improvising as well, okay? Because the chapter changes. So we keep on improvising. So I will provide you that video set, 50 hours of that. And this is a part of our membership, okay? So you need not to pay anything to me after this. So we will give you that 50-hour video. And then every week for next 3 month minimum and 6 month maximum based on holidays, etc. We will have, and 6 month, this membership is for a year. 6 month, this program you will be part of, right? And whenever you decide to take exam, we will give you that boot camp, you can say, boot camp for 3 day, rigorous testing, mocks, sitting with you, revising topics, etc. That 3 day will be also made available. By the way, in Diamond membership, we are also bringing offline interaction, because most of us are consultant or professionals who really want to do well in ESG. So we are bringing this to offline as well. So maybe I'm not committing. If we have enough strength, we will have an offline 3 day boot camp just to prepare you and give you that confidence that investing or ESG investing specifically is not a rocket science. Why ESG is important for board of director? Funds today across world has gone green. If you are not aware, get aware yourself. People who are real investor, mostly the Black Rocks or you name it, all of them which has assets which invest across world, 50% of asset under management today is 40% to be exact. 50% is a guess for 2025 has gone green. If you don't, your company doesn't have a ESG compliance or label, they will not invest in you. As simple as that. They will not invest in your company if you don't have it. So IPO bound companies, right? They need to start, even though they have nothing to do with it. They are not even in supply chain. Of course, if you are in supply chain of large company, you have to be in India. Specifically, you have to be part of ESG compliance. But even though you are not, you have to be compliant to attract those funds, right? And right funds are sitting there because it's a conscientious funding, right? They check your governance, they check your ethics, they check your environmental and social initiatives. And once you have that compliance, automatically you attract that fund. So that is why CSG investing course for senior people is important. And investing adds a value that you understand the value part. If you are in a company as a CSO, right? Right now, nobody's asking you as a profit center. Chief Sustainability Officer or a department of sustainability is not a profit center today, correct? But I am teaching a way to make it profit center. That's the Diamond program. Why people join our Diamond program? Because we give you tools. And it's just the Excel sheet, right? I will give you one pager Excel sheet where you can show that that department which has recently came into India, yeah, and companies are forming, can become a profit center. And where from that thought process comes or learning comes is just CFA ESG. So even though you are not pursuing CFA ESG, but it will help you because you will start understanding value of the ESG, right? So whenever ESG is a non-financial matrix, you want to convert into finance, you need CFA ESG. right? And that is why I'm just answering Subodhji question as well as Rajni's question. Uh, and this is how it works, right? So exam schedule is 1 month. You can book it in 1 month time. Whenever you are ready, you can book for a month schedule. Every year it happens anytime. You can do it from your home as well. And there are proctor-based center in India where you have to go and attempt that exam. It's a completely authenticated. And even in your home, if you are attempted, make sure you are sitting in very calm and quiet place, because any noise will get you out of the examination. They have a very rigorous exam. Okay. Question we will prepare that you will pass. You will be that top 50 people out of 100 who will pass. That's my assurance. Till the time you pass, I will assure as well. Right? That also is a pass guarantee I'm giving you in this program. If you plan to attempt, if you not, then gain the knowledge and become a profit center in your company. That's why diamond membership people are taking with us. What is the requirement? Educational background, you have to be graduate. Yeah, there is, if you are in finance, it's an added advantage because you will understand the valuation part very easily. If not, I am there to help you. Okay, I'm not going to teach you the debits and credits, but I will help you with understanding the balance sheet, right? That's my duty. Business, best. If you are coming from any business background, this is the best place to be. Professional experience, you have to have at least 3 to 5 years of professional experience. Specifically, if you coming from a completely no voice background, which has no understanding of business as such, you are just a technical guy, techie guy who is coding and going home, then you need to be very clear of having a understanding of the certain concepts, right? Which again, we try to teach, and wherever you get confused, we will sort that out in Q&A session. Course completion, we will take 3 + 3 months to complete it. And if you are planning to take exam, we will help you. Okay, that's my guarantee. If you plan to take an exam, then I will make sure that your money of $850 doesn't go waste, right? That assurance we will try to putting through that boot camp. We will assure that. But rest of it, you have to do that 50 hour, and every week you have to attend the sessions. And of course, there is a continuous learning in this area. There is a new platform opens for you because of the international certification is World Economic Forum. You can be a member of that. United Nations projects which comes into India, JICA projects, any project which will come in India, and they need certain people. They will love people with CFA ESG background. That's how people are getting placed. Of course, international jobs, national jobs, any finance industry will love to have you on their board, their advisory, as well as any company who wants to make it a profit center like Wipro, Infosys. They act like a profit center. Their sustainability department, they have a very flexible system. They have more than 15 people in each of their sustainability office. Out of that, they created in a way that it becomes a profitable. They are saving money by employing ESG. That's one of the KPIs for them has been created, which you will learn in this program. Now, ESG were investing versus GARP's SCR. If somebody is planning to do SCR, this is the analysis I have done, that how the difference comes into play. Both certificate has a different kind of charm, but SCR has jobs. Of course, if you are in SCR, then carbon accounting, environmental science should be your focus, risk related, because mostly on the risk focus. When you come to ESG side, it also covers the opportunity, where I'm saying profit, right? Profitability, how you will save money, how you will grow faster. That difference remains. Rest of it, both, I think, is equal. The SCR is a little cheaper. It's a $650 last year. This year, if they have increased, I'm not very sure of. Of course, you have to understand the ESG with SDG. That's the understanding is critical here. It also have important in investment decision making. So if you are in a decision making position, or you are helping people to take decision, then CFA ESG helps you. Methodology of ESG assessment, we will learn there. We will learn sector specific applications, how to apply it. All that risk management through ESG also is a part of it, right? And then impact on ESG on corporate behavior, we'll learn. Last but not least, future trends of ESG like Bitcoin, like blockchain, etc. There is a small discussion there in the book, which we will also try to cover. There are 9 modules in total, okay, which we will cover in 6 month time. A module starts with introduction of ESG. Then we go into a detailed part of the same, where we will look into environmental first, that how the environmental factor work, what is the history behind it, etc.